What's going on, world? It's your boy Big Chips here, and today we are going to be going over the 7 rituals to quantum wealth. Guys, welcome back, folks. We are here to talk about the 7 rituals of quantum wealth. And with this training inside the inner circle, inside of the ILN University, we're actually going to be diving more into the thought process of why you should do it and what it's about. All right, and there's so much more than the 7 rituals because Mark actually, he takes each one and breaks it apart into little segments and really goes into it so much deeper than I can even imagine or even talk about right now. But it's more about learning to change your thought process. You know, and here's the caveat, okay? And I want you to see this basic familiarity, and you got to get past this, okay? It's about getting past this familiarity of in the effort that puts getting on this novice level, getting past this little hurdle and up and over so you can see that other side. Don't block yourself as you already know it, but get past it. So these, and honestly, guys, these are quantum wealth creations for your life. All right, this is for you to build you to change the way that you look at things. All right, this brings in the law of attraction, the law of invitation, the law of, well, really reciprocity, because it's teaching you how to put out what you want to get back, which is basically the law of attraction, right? Or invitation. You're inviting it back into your life. But, it's basically, the one thing that I can tell you is we can read this. This is a warning. The basic familiarity without sustained effort past the novice level with these rituals breeds disillusionment. Disillusionment is basically saying that, basically if you go through this training and you just kind of look at it as, fly by the seat of your pants, and you don't really do what it's called. Print it out. Okay? Take notes on it. Now what I do is I print it out and I put like little sub notes here all across it, and then I actually put it inside of my major notebook that I take all my notes on for. And this is, guys, this is just ILN notes, right? This is notes that I get as I go through any training, any course. And I've already filled up an entire notebook. All right. So I need something. I need something else here. Mark, I need a new notebook. But you go through these trainings, and it's saying get past this basic familiarity of what you know or what you think you know, and get past this novice level with it, and get past this whole disillusionment which is caused by this basic familiarity, right? But really engage in, well, let's read it. Each ritual must be engaged past your calming quitting point. Now, this is another one here where you've got to understand, you got to get past that point where you're like, well, I already know this, I'm just going to skip over it. Or you get that point in your head, especially with me, I'm ADHD. So, like, I get jittery and jumpy, and I want to go. So for me, when I just stop, I do my breathing techniques and I calm down, and I'm like, I've got to dive into this. Because if you want to get past where you are now, you got to do something different. Isn't that awesome? All you got to do is something different. You got to change the way that you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, right? So that's basically what this is about. It's getting your mind into this law of just, I don't know. It's law of attraction, but this is not about mindset per se. It's about your thought process, which all goes hand in hand. I realize that, but it's more about just diving into the inner self of you, and like all this information that you put yourself in, that you put inside yourself, and drawing it out. It's learning how to, as quoted, tap into that Google search of your mind. Put yourself into the situation of figuring it out on your own. All right, and I know that may not make sense to you right now, but going through this training, it'll break it down a little bit. If you're on my team, I'll break it down a little bit more, because that's what we do. We break this stuff down and chunk it out. The power of chunking is so so phenomenal. I mean, you can break things down from just talking about quantum. What is it that we're going into that quantum wealth? What is that all about? Really dive into the words that are here, the training that is given down. Actually, it's probably cut off this screen, but there's a blueprint. Okay, he gives you stuff to print out. Print it out. Take notes on it. Save it in a binder. I don't know where I put it. I've got all my printouts in a binder and set to the side. It may be up there. No worries. But put it in a binder. You know what I'm saying? And you can do the little clear sheets, and you can actually put the little expo pens. I got plenty of those. You use on a whiteboard. You can put these in those little clear sheets and take notes with that. Like if something that is coming along, you've got notes going on, and you've got something you want to do or thought process that happens, write it out, man. That's all you got to do. But it's saving your information. This notebook, like I said before, it's full. I mean, it's full of just information. My daughter's artwork. She got a hold of it. Isn't that beautiful? That's amazing. Actually, that was at the beginning of the year. But anyway, save the notebook. It's full. But I'm going to save it because I read through it, Because one thing that I can tell you really and truly is you need to read, listen, and really do. I've got, I talk about the LTD method, and we talk about the learn, teach, and do. And when you learn something, that's where this is, right here. You're reading and you're listening. The doing is always the taking action. It's everything that you need on a daily basis is right here. Action. And the 7 rituals kind of goes into that a little bit. It's talking about, you're basically changing the standard talk that you put in your head. That standard business talk, it's got to be this way, it's got to be that way. And basically redefining you. And the thing with audio is so powerful because everybody jams out to some type of music, right? But what if you took this audio, okay, and inside this cranium that is your brain, you feed this daily audio, okay? You got people like Zig, you got Tony Robbins, how about Jay Abraham? You've got just so many people out there that can train you. Les Brown, I love the freaking death, man. That guy is freaking phenomenal. But you're taking all this knowledge and you're putting it in your head. Do you know what the power of this is? And I actually got this one day, probably a couple months ago. I was doing a training with my team. We were talking about certain situations that we go through and certain things that we do. And I said something, and the guy kind of laughed at me. He said, "Man, I've heard that before." I was like, "Well, yeah, probably. I mean, a lot of people talk." He's like, "No, it's like word for word, I've heard that." And he started saying something. He's like, "Man, that's exactly what," I think it was Tony Robbins or something. He's like, "That's exactly what Tony Robbins said, man. That's crazy, blah, blah, blah." Do you know why I can repeat certain phrases or certain actions or certain talking points that these leaders give you or give me, give everybody? Is because I listen to audio daily. I put it in my mind. And when it comes time, I don't even have to do a Google search for it because I have it embedded in my inner being. So when it comes time to draw it out of my mouth to talk to somebody, it's random as just talking about what's going on outside. So it's stuff that you put in your mind, and you're getting past this basic familiarity of what you're doing and moving up and over and past. So I know this is long. I know we've sat here and I've rambled. If I can say one thing to you about ILN University and what we've got going on in this training, it's transformational. And even for me, I got past the basic familiarity, right? Everything in life can create a disillusion. And when you have this visual of how you think something should be, it's actually like this, right? It's this little tight thing, almost like putting yourself in a box, per se. Hmm? This JOB mindset, just over a broke. You know, people, especially in your life, they tend to attack you, don't they? They tend to tell you this whole online thing's never going to work out. Why are you wasting your time? Why are you spending your money? And you get into this mindset like this. You know, this is your basic familiarity. You're at this novice level at all times because this is what you've been trained to do. What the seven, especially the seven rituals for quantum wealth, is teaching you to bust that open, right? Just bust it open. That's all you got to do. And as you go through this, and you've busted open this little small mindset box that you put yourself in, it actually expands you out until the box is so far gone that you can't even see it inside your visual mind screen, right? So if you want to be led into the quantum wealth, you got to get past that quitting point of, you know, well, I've tried it, but it's not working, or I've done this, or I already know that. Why am I? Listen to people like Tim Ferriss, who teaches you how you can do anything on pennies. You can travel the world on pennies. There's a way to do everything, but you got to get out of this basic familiarity of what you think you know. Get past the novice level, because if you want the growth that you say you want the lifestyle, you want the boom. If you want that action in your life, then you got to take the action in your life. It starts with your mindset, yes. For those who have the mindset, so to speak, it takes the thought programming, right? It's neuro-linguistic programming, and why I like NLP is it's teaching you how to change that syntax in your mind, how to take the words, like the one thing that, you know, I was taught about syntax, and it actually goes along with this in a way, because basic familiarity will tell you two different things, okay? Like this: Johnny bit the dog, or the dog bit Johnny, right? Same words, the syntax is just changed. They're flipped around, right? But you know, it's a different situation if you're Johnny, right? But this is your mind. This is your life that we're fighting for. This is the lifestyle that you want and the lifestyle you want now, correct? So get past the novice level, get past your basic familiarity, get over and through this disillusionment that we create in our life. Get past this JOB mindset that creates so much bullcrap, you know, and really just replace this standard broke thought that you have and replace it with quantum wealth. Replace it with daily audio that's going to feed your mind and make this just nugget of a brain, you know what I mean? Just make it big and strong to the point where one day you're sitting there in a conversation and someone says, I just heard that on Tony Robbins. Or, man, I think I heard Zig Ziglar say that. Man, Les Brown was talking about that last night. Get to a point where you can repeat and mimic those who you want to be like. You're still you. I'm still me. I'm still Big Chips. I'm not changing who I am just because I can quote a few scriptures or I can quote some people that I look up to that mean something to me. It's about learning to do how they do and what they do. You may not be able to replicate the whole spectrum, the whole gamut of what they are. You'll never do that because they're them and you're you. But it starts right here, right? It starts with what we put in our mind and how we regurgitate what is coming out. You know, when Zig Ziglar had his episode, and I can't remember if it was a stroke. I think it was a stroke, but he forgot all this stuff that was recent, the newer things in his life, but the amount of knowledge that that man put in his head for years after this illness, he was still able to talk about the stuff that was here. You know, a poor man from Mississippi put in his poor man life a rich man thought, a rich mindset. And he moved up and over. And that's a perfect example of using quantum wealth as a thought process. So that's all I got for you today. Like I said, I know I went long. We're way overdue here. But love you guys. 7 rituals to quantum wealth. I mean, if you're not in the inner circle, you need to buy this inner circle. I mean, this is freaking phenomenal. $95, and you know, it's right there. $95. That's it. Some of these trainings sell for $100 and $200. So consider it a freaking bargain. Alright. So get at your boy. Click the link below if you're not in ILN yet. The Internet Lifestyle Network, and we will change your life. Guaranteed. Because it's going to teach you to take action. It's going to show you how to do it. Alright. One love. See you guys on the other side.